Well, Leslie, welcome.
Thank you.
It
It's good to
is,
be here.
yeah, it's really good to see you again.
Yeah.
It's been, what, about a year and a half?
It'll be
Years.
2 years in, yeah, because I think I started this process the end of September 2 years ago.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, so it's
It's
been about
almost two
2 years
years.
since we worked together.
Yeah,
So,
yep.
I mean, if it seems right, why don't you tell us a little bit about when we started working together? What were you coming in like? What was bringing you in, and what was your experience like?
Yeah, so I was just so curious to find out about this kind of healing. And I had done some work with other psychedelics, psychedelic healing, and kind of wanted to see what this would be like. And I think I was working through some issues with my mother, working on some boundary things, on I think probably a lot of people pleasing. Um, and I remembered coming in after having done a lot of work on my dad's side of the family and the issues I had sort of picked up from him, and also a lot of grieving from his death. I had done that in other psychedelic healing spaces. And there was this whole relationship with my mother that kind of went unexplored, as I'm remembering now, as I'm thinking back to that time. And so I think that was the starting point of coming in and working with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, the very common beliefs,
Yeah.
core
Yeah.
beliefs about relationships with others and taking on other people's boundaries or other people's emotions,
Yeah.
and the expression of emotion too. These were big things.
Yeah, yeah, somewhat, yeah. And also, as I'm saying that, I'm remembering too some issues with my daughter, and wanting to work through some of my feelings around my own guilt as a parent, some of my own regrets, I would say.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that kind of played into this whole taking on other people's emotions and feeling guilty or responsible when people weren't happy, especially her. Yeah,
I think a lot of parents can relate with that.
yeah, yeah.
So,
It's a common universal parent thing.
especially in today's age.
Yeah,
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 that's right.
yeah.
Yeah, these beliefs are very common, and I think that experience is very common. So, it's been a couple years since we worked through all these things. Could you tell me a little bit deeper, perhaps, on any of these things that stood out, or maybe something else? What has really stuck with you since this time?
Yeah, well, a lot has happened in the couple years, and as I was mentioning a little earlier, what actually happened through the course of the journey with you was a little bit different than what I had come in for originally, which was just what came up was this exploration of feminine power within me and within the relationships of the women that I had in my life. And there was a part of that journey where it was all about the feminine. I did not experience any male presence in the work I was doing. It was all about going inside and exploring the feminine. And there was a lot of healing in that for me. There was a lot of healing of my own, where that feminine energy had been abused, and also just reclaiming it. And and part of that, as it tied in with my relationship with my mother, is helping her through kind of the end of life process that she was going through. She was wanting to end her life. She was sort of done with living. She'd had a great life. She was done with being in pain, and she was wanting to go. And so she and I would spend a lot of time talking about that when I would visit with her. And as part of my experience doing this work, I felt that I was connecting to her, to a real deep mothering archetype as well, a real nurturing mother archetype that I was going to have to say goodbye to at some point. And that did happen, because last year ago, May, she passed away. And so I think having done this work really prepared me strongly for her passing.
Wow.
And being able to really sit with the grief and honor it in a way that I did not do with my father, and so had to go back in previous psychedelic work and pick up those steps kind of unprocessed grief with him. But this time around, I was able to really let myself feel that whole range of what that grief is. Not only the loss of her as my mother, but the loss of a strong feminine presence in my life, the loss of place, which is sometimes harder even than the loss of person, because she lived up in Washington, I grew up there, she lived in beautiful surroundings, our family would gather there, all of that. And once she passed, it was like, okay, we're not going to be gathering here anymore. We're not going to be coming to this place that is so beautiful. She lived on a lake, had gorgeous, lived in a gorgeous house with beautiful yard. And it was a mile up from Puget Sound's Three Tree Point area. And the whole area is just, I really connect to the space there.
Yeah.
And so having to let go and sort of grieve the relationship I had to that place at the time too was a big piece of it.
Yeah, a lot of loss there.
Yeah, there was a lot of loss, but psychedelic work really helps a person through that. Even for me anyway, doing the work before she died, there was a shift in my relationship to death, I guess you could say, to her passing.
What was that shift?
Just more of an acceptance. It felt more like, one thing I will say kind of that ties in is there's just a really strong connection to nature that I think gets strengthened, at least for me, through doing psychedelic work. And it felt like this is just nature's rhythms.
Yeah, nature's rhythms.
Yeah.
I'm just noticing too
Yeah.
that while you're talking about the acceptance of death, that my 15-year-old dog, who's going on 16, let out quite a very satisfied sounding groan as we were communicating about this. So.
Yeah, I heard that too.
Yeah, interesting, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, acceptance of the rhythms and the process of this world that we're in. I mean, as far as I know, I can't say this for certain 100%, but it seems like just about everybody that lives on this world ends up dying.
Yeah.
Right? And yet we have such a painful relationship with that. In fact, we spend so much time and energy in our lives resisting this pattern. And that takes away from the quality of the relationship so frequently. Like when I used to work on a trauma unit, or when I was working in dementia care, we would see so frequently the resistance, the conflict of this pattern, and that was what was shaping and coloring the final moments.
Yeah.
But then I saw, on the other hand, when people could really accept it and be present with it, that they could really shape the transition, the death process itself in a completely new way. And it was really liberating for a lot of people. And now you're telling me something very similar.
Yeah. My mom, she struggled at the end, but the difference, she had us all around her. She was in hospice care and she had us all there. And I think our relationship to death, our preparation, our knowing that she was going where she wanted to go. And her life was ending, her pain was ending, and all of that. Having us there with her could help her move through that.
Yeah.
And Yeah, and for me, that whole experience I had with you and Claire in the healing process and the healing some of those childhood things that went on with my mom, and also having that experience of connecting with my own femininity and the feminine energy that I grew up with and around me and still around me, just made I think really impacted my way of dealing with the grief.
Wow.
Yeah.
You're telling me some dynamics here of there were painful dynamics in the relationship with your mother.
At times.
At times.
Generally, it was a fantastic relationship.
Right.
But yeah, there were tangles.
Of course, as there are with any relationship.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then there were dynamics of difficulties with the next generation too, with your daughter, you were saying. And here, there's this loss of a presence, of an archetype, the mother, so to speak. But then there was also a finding of an archetype or a power, a wisdom, a knowledge, an ability inside of you too.
Yeah. Yeah. And part of that too that I discovered was the creativity of that energy. And, you know, not only to be able to face my mom's death and face the grieving with more of a strong acceptance of, you know, it being part of the rhythm of nature. And it was almost, you know, like this bittersweet experience. Like, yeah, it was sad and it was difficult and it was hard. But then there was a joy that was also there, that this is life. This is the experience of life.
Yeah.
You are, you know, this is what it is to be alive. And there's such joy in that.
Wow.
And then also when I talk about the creativity, the being able to birth life and thinking about my daughter and some of the struggles we have had, I just came out of that work with you with this tremendous appreciation that I could give her life. And I get a little teared up when I think about it, that there was that. Just this wonder and awe of and gratitude for being able to experience that.
Yeah.
Being able to bring this person into the world, it feels like such an honor and such a gift.
Tears of joy.
Yeah, totally.
Now,
Totally.
this is an incredible part of the process that we're seeing play out that I work with you and I work with everybody on, which is, again, we have this resistance. A resistance to not just the patterns and the rhythms of life, but to feeling specific parts of life. So when we're coming into a painful experience or something that makes us angry or scared, we very frequently try to suppress and disconnect all those emotions.
Yeah.
And when we do that, it's not like going to a buffet where we say, you can keep the sadness, I definitely don't want the anger, but I will take the joy, the gratitude, we suppress all of it.
Right.
And so then we miss out because we're fighting the sadness and we're pushing away the anger and the fear and all these things.
Yeah.
Then we miss out on the joy and the connection. And here you're saying you were able to really tap into and allow and accept what could be a really painful experience. And it opened up so much joy and gratitude and wonder and awe.
Right, exactly. And to be honest with you, that was not my experience before doing any kind of psychedelic healing.
Really?
Yeah. I knew sort of theoretically, conceptually that that's what life is meant to be.
Yeah.
But I never really I didn't have that deep felt experience of it that I carry with me now.
Wow.
And, you know, my journey started working with psychedelics in Massachusetts and doing ceremonies there and then coming here and going through your process, which was different, but it all built, and it all just sort of, it expanded and built upon the various journeys. And the difference being is I carry within me now, no matter what may be going on around me, just a deeper acceptance of the rhythms of life. Like, life expands and it's wonderful and the sun is out and it's warm and everybody feels good, and it contracts and it becomes more inward, withdrawn. There might be some sorrow, there might be some pain, there might be whatever is happening, but it's all part of the thing, right? It's just how life works, and there's a real joy in knowing that that's what it is to be alive.
And you basically just described the fundamental patterns of this world that we're in.
Yeah.
So every day we have a day where it's sunny and there's warmth, and then there's a night where there's contracting, and we go inside and we turn inward and we go to sleep. Of course, there's animals that come out and flourish during the night, but this is the pattern. We have seasons where there's summer and everything's blooming and expanding and moving around, and then there's winter where a lot of the animals come in and contract and they go inward. And again, we're kind of in resistance and in conflict with a lot of these patterns and trying to control and dominate them. But here you're talking about a deeper connection, not just to yourself and your own internal experience, but to the world around you.
Yeah. And instead of trying to, to try to control and manipulate and steer life in those directions, I'm more in a place of I'm just going with the flow. And we'll see what happens.
What's that like for you?
It's freeing.
Freeing, yeah.
It's super freeing. And yeah, I'll allow myself moments of, well, as an example, allowing myself moments of frustration and, oh God, and having that sinking feeling of, oh, I have to deal with this thing or whatever. Just finding out recently that half of my income's going to kind of disappear in October, because of changes to Medicaid, and that being an out-of-network provider through Care Oregon, I've been able to do single case agreements and receive compensation for that for half of my clients.
Yeah.
And now they're ending that for out-of-network. So I either have to go in and get paneled with them, which is a process, or I just have to change the way I practice somehow. And so when I found that out, I had a moment of, oh, crap. And that clenching feeling of, now what am I going to do? And, oh, I don't want to have to deal with this kind of thing.
Right.
But it didn't last as long. Those moments don't last as long anymore. I don't sit there and carry them around for days. It was more, yeah, it's a thing. You'll adjust. You'll figure something out. Maybe something new is meant to emerge here. It's okay. You can let this go.
Yeah.
Just, think about what it is you want and act on that, and don't sweat it. Don't stress it.
What is that?
So,
what is the thing that's here now that wasn't there originally?
more a trust in life.
Trust in life.
Yeah.
And I think there was trust in something else that I was hearing there too.
A trust in life, and a trust that a trust in myself as part of life. I mean, I don't have to take myself through the workout.
Yeah, that's what I was hearing. That's exactly what I was hearing.
It's like, I don't have to do this.
Yeah,
I don't have to get myself all in a tizzy about this. It's going to be okay.
Yeah, exactly.
And I'll do what I need to do once I decide what that's going to be.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's kind of a deeper trust in self too.
I trust myself to navigate anything that's coming my way.
Yeah.
To where before, I don't know, you tell me, this is how it was for me at least, and this is how it is for I see so many people, is when difficult experiences start to come up, whether, we're losing half of our income, which a lot of people are experiencing something similar right now, or we're losing a valued loved relationship, whatever it is, in these rhythms, it can really be overwhelming. And we might really question ourselves and question the process and have anger and fear towards this process. But now you're telling me something's very different, that it's, well, it still is difficult, and there are challenging moments, as is life. You can really navigate those completely differently. It's not so overwhelming, and you really trust yourself to go through them.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I do. I do trust myself to be able to get through it.
Wow.
For sure. Yeah.
Let's just take a moment to celebrate. Because, I mean, how many people are listening to this right now thinking, they're identifying these patterns in themselves. Oh, I get overwhelmed. Oh, I can't feel emotions and I resist them and I fight them. Oh, there are things that are happening in my life that I'm very resistant towards them, and I'm resentful. I'm feeling constant anger towards these over, and I dwell on them and ruminate on them, and just thinking, oh, I wish I could be free from that. I wish I could just go with the seasons of life and navigate it. And here, you're telling me this is something that you have accomplished.
Yeah, or, you know, even accomplished sounds like kind of a funny word, because I'm kind of getting away from this, I have to achieve and accomplish. But it's more something that I have relaxed into.
Relaxed into.
Yeah, I think that is how it feels.
Yeah, a relaxing into it.
Yeah.
A cultivating, too, maybe, of self-trust and trust in the process.
Or a rediscovery. There's a rediscovery of that capacity within me that has occurred. And that's not to say that I don't have stuff I have stuff I'm working on. And I'm getting ready to go to Peru in about 3 weeks here and do some, I have some intentions for another psychedelic journey. And, you know, definitely it's not over. It won't be over. But I have a lot of excitement for whatever's coming next. There's an optimism and even in a tough world like this, there's an optimism there that has expanded through this work. Yeah.
There's always trials in life.
Yeah.
And so many of us just refuse to even engage in them, and they're so overwhelming and so scary and so dangerous that we just avoid all of those. And answering the call to engage with these trials is really the opening of the door to participate in life. And now you're telling me that not only are you engaging and participating in these, but you're actually looking forward to a lot of these. There's an excitement, there's an exuberance, there's a zest.
Yeah. And I know it's not going to be, I know it's going to be hard. I'm prepared for some real challenges, but I'm kind of excited about that too. And I didn't used to be quite that adventuresome. But I'm feeling a real spirit of adventure now. Yeah.
I'm so happy to hear this.
Thank you.
Yeah, because this is the big transformation right here, which is we're reconnecting to ourselves, to our ability to not just engage and participate with life, but to thrive in this life. And trials, difficulties, loss, hardships, these are all a part of life. And now we're recovering our ability to really dance. Yes,
definitely. And honestly, I think that's one of the greatest gifts of psychedelic work, is that can be done almost, so much, I hate, put timelines on things, but it seems like it can be expedited through psychedelic work.
Oh, I agree with you.
Much faster than years of sitting in therapy.
Yeah.
you know.
And this is coming from two people who, I don't know if you've disclosed what you do yet. Is it?
Oh, I haven't. No, I'm a psychotherapist who sits with people.
So we both do
this.
therapy. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, we both have the skills and tools to help people to navigate those. And I mean, I see transformations all the time in people that I work with who do not have psychedelic experiences induced through working with a psychedelic substance.
Right.
But yeah, when we incorporate a psychedelic experience that's induced in conjunction or in tandem with building the skills, the tools to navigate these situations, or to engage and participate with the emotions and the feelings, and to relax into it and allow the rhythms to take place, and to really participate and to be excited to participate in it. I mean, Layla, like I said, she's 15 going on 16. We are absolutely in, the end game here. I don't know how much longer we have. And in the past, I might have really resisted this. But when I can really relax into it and be present with her, there's so much beauty here. Yes. And there's so much to enjoy. This time right here is so precious and incredible. And I'm only really able to participate in that because of being able to relax into it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And as you say that, Julian, I just think about how much gets missed through the struggle.
The struggle, yeah.
And how much gets missed trying to fit into this westernized expectations of us. It's so out of alignment with who we really are.
Yeah.
That's something I've also come to is I think everyone needs needs a bit of psychedelics in their life, especially those at the top.
I agree with you.
But it's more, because we've just gotten so out of touch with our connection to nature and the world and life and how it's meant to flow, how it's meant to go. And we spend so much time struggling and fighting it, and then we're not present to ourselves or each other or the moment.
Right.
And really I've come into this full embodied awareness of that in the last 2.5 years. And it's also through doing other practices too, like I've joined some online communities where we hold wisdom circles and we hold heart circles, and we spend time thinking about and discussing and just being with each other in our approach to the world as it is today and what we may want to build for the future, the vision that we have for the future world as things begin, or as we're in the midst of things collapsing around us. Yeah. And I'm not afraid of that. And so many people are. But I guess that's a very bold statement to say I'm not afraid of that. There are parts of me that are certainly... Of course. But I think overall in the big picture of it, I just see that as part of the ebb and flow and change and transitions that happen in life. And we're a part of it, whether we know it or whether we want to accept it or not. We're so much a part of that. And all the stuff that we create, all the stuff that we make as humans, the stuff of it is it's not permanent. It's not important. It's not part of life. It's just something we make. I don't know how to describe it any differently. Yeah. Same thing with a lot of these constructs and concepts we put into place, right? We can do so many things differently, and we're going to have to. Absolutely. I think that the world that we create around us, outside of like the natural world that is independent of us, the structures, the constructs, the tangible things that we make. Exactly, that's kind of what I'm getting at, yeah. All of these seem to be an external representation of our internal state.
And so when we're creating things and when we're making things and doing things, right now they have no representation of who we are as human beings. They're very much disconnected from who we are. What we make doesn't represent us at all.
Right.
And this is going into that disconnection that you were just talking about, where we're disconnected from ourselves. We don't feel our emotions. We resist our emotions. We have so much pain and dynamics that are happening inside of us that we've only been able to disconnect from it. And so then, of course, we're disconnected from each other, and we're disconnected from nature. And then everything that we're making is a reflection of this disconnection. And the path of this continuing like that is leading to a very dark and nasty place. And so, all of these constructs that we have, they're going to have to change. And, you know, change, for whatever reason, is very stressful for us. And we try our best to avoid it at all costs, but in Tom Sawyer, the song Tom Sawyer by Rush, the band Rush, he says he knows changes aren't permanent, but change is. And I mean, that's like one of the only constants in this universe. I mean, we used to think that there were constants, you know, like laws of nature that were inherent and always stayed the same, like the speed of light, for instance. But they're really realizing now, when they're looking at this, Rupert Sheldrake's done fantastic work on this, that these are not fixed constants. They're actually more like habits, and they change and they ebb and flow and they fluctuate quite a bit. And so for us to be so resistant, and it's really showing how disconnected from the world we are. And I agree. Everything right now is collapsing around us. I mean, I can't identify a single structure that is maintaining right now. Education, healthcare, government, the entire workforce, the legal sector, everything falling in on itself, and rightfully so.
It needs to.
And it's really up to each and every one of us to actively participate in this, and not just in the external work, but really exactly what you've been talking about all this time, engaging with the internal work, really learning how to relax into it and reconnect and recover our ability to feel these things and to participate with them. So when we do create things in the world, it is a reflection of where we want to go and who we really are. So now you're creating wonderful groups, you're participating in all these extra things, and I think this is much more in line with who you really are and what you want to create and leave to your children too.
It definitely feels that way. I feel like my way of being in the world is more in line with my authentic self, for lack of a better word, to use that buzzword.
No, that's good.
It definitely feels that way.
You were reluctant to use the word power earlier, and yet it sounds like you're really empowered right now.
I don't know why I was reluctant to use that. I guess because of when I say power, aligned power is what I'm thinking. More aligned power.
It's not the seeking power from trauma
or power under kind of thing. No, it's not seeking power from trauma. It's more just there's an aligned power in those energies that aligns itself with truth, with nature, it's not it's
in alignment.
It's in alignment.
It's in alignment with nature, and there is tremendous power. There is tremendous energy there.
In fact, that's really the only power that truly exists.
And a lot of the times, like, we're talking about these disconnects when we go through trauma and we become disconnected from ourselves, and we have these beliefs of unworthiness, right? And we have, you know, maybe we were hurt, so we learn to be small, or maybe we learn to make ourselves really big and grandiose. And we're going to go out there and accumulate all the status, all the wealth, and we're going to go and be in positions of power so nobody can ever hurt us. And if you are grandiose and big enough, and you're wounded enough, and you're going to make yourself good enough, then you get to be the president of the United States. And right now we have so many traumatized people, traumatizing people on a massive scale. And so, yeah, I really agree with you when you're saying people could really benefit from this, especially people in positions of power. Because what I find is when people start to do this work is all those external things that we put so much importance on really start to dissipate. And it's a lot like what you were talking about a moment ago, where the things that really matter are the internal experiences, the connections that we have with each other, the experiences that are not physical at all. They're not, you know, I mean, yeah, we can have wonderful experiences making something physical together. You had a wonderful physical place that was built up over time, but it was the experiences of being there that are really important. It was the experience,
and it was the energy those experiences infused into that place. That is what we responded to, I think, more than anything else.
Yeah, this is really incredible. I'm really glad that we're coming back together and talking, because when we're doing this together, of course, we're seeing the transformation happen. We're learning new skills. We're building a fantastic foundation. And then it's nice to see, how does that continue to grow? Exactly.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
If you were going to boil down, consolidate perhaps, like the important thing that really stuck with you, and you wanted to communicate it to somebody else who might be in a similar situation to where you were in the beginning, what message, what lesson do you think you might communicate?
Oh, yeah. The word that just keeps coming to my mind is trust. Trust in who you really are. Trust that it's still there and that it's never left. You can find it, you can rediscover it, or you can get to know it. You can have a fuller relationship with who you really are. And there's joy. At the heart of it is joy. And that joy and pain and difficulty and challenge are not mutually exclusive. They coexist. And you can face life challenges from a place of joy. I would say that's my big message.
Yeah. Well, I'm happy to hear you say that, because I say something very similar too.
Okay.
I mean, it's the same message. That's and I'm so glad that, you know, seeing other therapists talk like this is really validating, because all the wisdom, all the knowledge, all the ability to heal and to thrive and to be whole, it's all inside of each and every one of us. And we become disconnected from it, of course. We lose it, but it's still there, and it can be recovered.
Yeah. And I was talking today with some friends of mine, because we're starting our own sort of wisdom circle of women who are coming into older age. And we were talking a little bit today about the difference between knowledge and wisdom. You know, and how, we can go out there and collect all sorts of information and learn all sorts of things and get all sorts of skills and how to do these things. And then the wisdom comes in integrating it all, and then how you're showing up with it.
Applying it.
Yeah,
like you were talking earlier about knowing it conceptually, mentally. And that's one level of knowing, of course. And that's knowledge, right? We can recite it. We can pull all of the texts, the quotations, all the things up. But can we actually use it?
Right.
Has it been integrated into our lives? And I think that's where we start to get into the wisdom piece.
Yes. Can we embody it?
That's right.
And that, too, I think is where psychedelics are really helpful.
Oh, yeah.
Is there's so much embodiment and the integrations that happens afterwards, that is an ongoing process. I'm still integrating those experiences.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's kind of it right there. It's just embodying all that and coming into a place of wisdom. Yeah.
If you were going to give advice to somebody who was starting to seek using psychedelic experiences to heal and grow, what advice would you give them in how to do it?
In how to do it?
Yeah. Because so many people think, if I just take ayahuasca, if I just work with ayahuasca, or if I just take mushrooms, it'll fix all my problems.
Yeah, yeah. No, I would say that's not it. How to do it is to, and I'm not even going to say set intentions, because, well, you'll set intentions. Intentions can be a good place to start, but it will take you way beyond or past those intentions. It has the potential to. But I think it's more just be open and surrender into what the experience is going to be. And that it's not a recreational thing. This is not about getting high and having a good time. It's about really being willing and wanting and desiring to go deeper into yourself, deeper into your relationships, and discover and rediscover what's there. And if someone is ready for that work, because it's not easy work, it's challenging work, but if someone is ready for that work, then psychedelics can only expedite it and expand it. And and heal a lot. But you're doing the healing. The psychedelics aren't doing the healing. You're doing it. And that's the point. It's not that the mushroom or the ayahuasca or the ketamine or whatever it is you're taking is doing the healing. It's not. It's opening up the door for you to do the deeper healing. With good guidance.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Conviction, dedication, preparing yourself to go into these areas that we might have spent a whole lifetime avoiding.
Exactly. So courage.
Yeah, courage and support, as you said.
And good set and setting and a good guide. And it can be, it is life-changing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, those are very important, the set and setting and the support, because well, when you close your eyes and you put eye shades on and headphones on, what's the set and setting? Well, it's the level of awareness you've built up until this point of what's inside your inner state. And it's what foundation and skills and tools do you have to engage and participate with that? Is our pattern to avoid and to run and to exile and try and get rid of all of these? Because if that's there and we're not aware of that, then we go into the psychedelic experience and then we run away for 4, 5, 6 hours, however long, and then we come out and we say, well, that was traumatic.
Right.
And I've been there.
Right.
Yeah, and that's why, the support, I think, is really important, because we can have the conviction and really want to go into it and then not really know.
Right.
How do we do it?
Right, exactly. And that's why I think the support is really important to help, to understand that, especially I think if anyone's had some very significant trauma in their life that they have not fully faced. And I mean by that, you can go into therapy and you can talk about it and you can process it, but there's a level there of fully facing it.
Yeah.
And if that hasn't happened, then a psychedelic experience might be incredibly scary and difficult, because you are going to have to face it at some point in life. If you want to fully live life, you are going to have to face it.
Yeah.
And so it's looking at it as this is not something to be feared. This is something to just trust in the process, surrender to the process. You're being guided where you need to go. And with a really good facilitator there to hold your hand and to help you through it, the hard parts of it, you will not die. You will come out alive,
Yeah.
and you will come out more alive than you were when you went in.
You might die.
Well, you might die,
But not physically.
yeah.
Right? Yeah, I mean, there's
parts of you might die.
Exactly.
But that's what you're...
patterns.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But, I mean, it's almost like you're talking to a younger version of myself there when I first, and I had spent like 6-7 years reading all the literature on this, full deep dive literature review, studying it as deeply as I could, but then doing it was a completely different experience. And then when I started having these and I started facing all of this stuff inside me, it was, oh my goodness, how do I accept this? And it was so hard to trust in that experience and to go with it. But yeah, you're absolutely right. And at that point, it was so scary, terrifying. Like, I remember when I was in Peru and I was taking the ayahuasca from the shaman and he's handing it to me like this and my hand comes up. I'm dead serious.
Yeah.
And he just looks at me, he goes, gloom, gloom. Pour some more. And I said, no. Oh, boy.
Yeah.
I was terrified. It was so scary. And it was so hard at that point to even believe that at some point, that while it still might be difficult and it still might be challenging, that I can look forward to that. And then I can want to go into those spaces and I can enjoy going into those spaces because when I get in there, it's like a training exercise and I come out so much stronger than I was before and so much more capable than I was before. So everything that you said was almost like it was just talking directly to the version of myself who hasn't fully gotten there and is exploring it and is also like, this is one of the most scariest things I've ever done. I don't know if I can keep doing this, but I kept doing it.
But you kept doing it,
I think we all had that experience where it's like never doing that again.
Yeah.
And then a couple hours later or a day or two later, you're like, definitely doing that again.
Definitely doing that again. Yeah. I think it awakens a part in us that knows.
Yeah.
This is good for me.
It awakens a part of us that knows.
Yes.
This is good for me.
This is good for me.
We have reconnected to that wisdom that's in there.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, these human bodies have evolved and co-evolved with the psychedelic substances that we're working with, whether it's the ayahuasca, it's the psilocybin mushrooms, it's the ibogaine, the peyote. All of these plants over the course of billions of years, along with the human body, have co-evolved to have this incredible experience.
Yes.
There's so much wisdom here.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing, too, is that is the connectivity of us and nature that in modernity we've lost.
Yeah.
That is actually what's true about being a human being living on this earth with these plants, with these animals, with all of it, is there's such a symbiosis there that we co-evolved with.
Yeah.
That
And we've become very disconnected from right now.
Extremely disconnected from it.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're even trying, even in this day and age, we're trying to make it fit into our model. We're going to medicalize it. We're going to turn it into a commodity of some sort. We're going to open up service centers. We're going to, like,
we're going to put all of the people who were just oppressing it and banning it in charge of how you're going to do it.
How you're going to use it.
Because they're the experts.
Yeah. It's really kind of crazy.
Isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I was super happy here in Oregon when they started passing legislation, and then I tried to get involved with it and share my input as somebody who's been doing it for 15 years and somebody who comes from a lineage of ancestral lineage that has done this throughout the centuries. I thought that I might have some input on how they could how they could implement an ideal structure. And yeah, I remember when I was talking to the head of the department, she says, everything you're saying is incredible. It's so fantastic. But to be honest with you, nobody's going to listen to it. You know? And she said, you have my blessing. You go and do your thing outside of this, and nobody's ever going to try and tell you to stop on our team over here. She goes, I can't speak for law enforcement or anything, but
but we'll let you do your thing.
yeah, we'll let you do your thing, and you got our blessing, and we need people like you doing it. But in terms of stopping the way that they were doing it and incorporating some outside views.
Yeah, it's like, when will we learn? It just reminds me of, we didn't learn from the native indigenous people who were here, who had so much wisdom, and were trying to explain to us, hey, we are open and offering this to you, what we know.
Yeah.
You know, and we didn't, powers that be didn't want to take that wisdom.
Powers that be. Yeah, all throughout history, psychedelic experiences have been in every single civilization that we can identify. In fact, it just keeps going back further and further and further. And we keep finding new areas where it was held in such sacred, respected ways. And there was always a power at be that was trying to stop it.
That's so funny. Yeah. Yeah.
Wow. I'm going to blow my nose really
I was
fast.
going to say, I've seen,
Yeah. It's some allergies around here.
Oh, yeah.
How's that for the microphone?
I was about to say, good job taking my off first.
Yeah.
That was going to be fun.
I was doing a
Requires some
podcast.
editing.
I was doing a podcast with this lovely guy. Excuse me. And it was digital, so it was in a virtual thing. And I clicked the mute button, and then I blew my nose, and I'm using, a condenser microphone, so it picks up everything.
Yeah.
And I watched his reaction a little bit, and I was like, didn't I just hit mute? And then a few moments later, when the call starts and he's rolling out the intro, I'm like, for some reason I can't hear anything, and I don't see so well. So I pulled the computer closer, and I realized that I didn't mute my microphone. I muted my headphones.
Oh, whoops.
Yeah, and I blow my nose pretty loud.
Yeah.
So I had to apologize later for blasting his eardrums out. He was like, oh yeah, you definitely got me good with that.
It's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, we're at a very interesting time.
Yeah.
Where people are having incredible transformations like this. The information is becoming more accessible. The experience is becoming more accessible.
Yeah.
And people are starting to make choices. Like when people would come and work with me, they very frequently say, I went to a service center and I got terrible service, or I went to this retreat and didn't get what I wanted. So it's nice to have the diversity, and people aren't stupid. They can get an idea, and they have an intuition, a gut intuition that says, yes, I really want to work with this person, or no, I don't want to work with those people.
Right. So that's another thing, piece of advice is listen to that.
Yeah, that's right.
Definitely listen to that.
Yeah.
Like for me, ayahuasca was on my radar for so long as to something that I wanted to experience. I felt intuitively that it could be really helpful, really powerful healing tool. And I thought about different opportunities, ways of doing it, and then when one arose for me, and it was like, okay, that's it. It was just something, my intuition saying, that's the thing that I need, that I'm going to go do.
Yeah, it's funny how that works, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it's funny how things will open up. Like when you're got something on your radar, on your horizon, it's in your mind, you're thinking about it and actively looking for it. And then when the time is right, it just pops right up.
Yeah.
That's what happened to me with Peru too.
Yeah.
I had been, like I said, researching it for years. I had been studying psychedelic experience. I had numerous ones myself, but I hadn't gone and worked with ayahuasca, despite really wanting to. And then I'm on my deathbed in terms of an illness, and I get a diagnosis finally after like 3 months of all the intensive scans. And that day, somebody that I know, I had already worked with ayahuasca at this point, I meant, and he was doing ceremonies here in the States. He calls me up and says, "Hey, I'm going to Peru in actually 2 weeks. Do you want to come?" And I said, "Yeah." I do.
Good timing.
Yeah, great timing. I actually just got this terrible diagnosis, and they want to put me on all of this biological intervention and do surgeries and whatnot. And I said no to all of that. My gut was telling me, and I went and worked with him, and I got tremendous benefits out of it. So it's just so funny how that works.
So it's like the physical healing too, right? The
Oh,
mind-body connection, how it all, it all plays in together. Yeah.
Really, like when we're talking reconnecting to ourselves, reconnecting to that wisdom, reconnecting to that intuition, trusting ourselves and knowing how what our bodies tell us. I always ask people, have you ever had a gut intuition that said you should or shouldn't do something that you didn't listen to, and then later it turned out you should have? And almost everybody always says yes, of course.
Yeah.
Our bodies know, and it's about reconnecting with those and listening to it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Well, Leslie, this has been fantastic.
Yeah, it has been. Thank you, Julian.
Yeah, I'm really happy. Really happy to hear all the things that are going on for you and where you're at, and that your practice continues to develop and evolve, and you're reaching new pinnacles and you're exploring new ways, and you're getting tremendous benefits.
Yeah, still. Yeah.
I mean, what would our lives have looked like if our parents did this work? I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't try their best, and I'm not saying that they didn't do a good job.
Right.
I'm not saying that they didn't do the best that they could.
Oh, and they did.
Yeah, of course. We could take that for granted. They did with the best they could with what they had.
Yeah.
But what if they were trying to develop and go deeper and reconnect and try to cultivate the best versions of themselves?
Yep. I know. I think at least in terms of my family, because they were involved in this, spiritual community, and they really did a lot of personal work on themselves. But I always wonder, what if their parents had done it?
Yeah.
I mean, just, because a lot of where I'm at right now with the healing is more intergenerational.
Absolutely.
And I keep thinking, what if my grandparents had done this kind of work?
Yeah.
Yeah,
in a lot of native traditions, actually, they believe, I say they like I'm separate from it. We believe that when we here and now do this work, that we're actually healing our ancestors as well, because we're still carrying that exact same pain that they're carrying around.
Yes.
And I mean, I've experienced it myself, that when it starts to soften and we get the relief here and we relax into it, that they're sitting there saying, thank you.
And that is what happened too when we worked together, and I had that connection to the divine feminine and the feminine archetype and energies that went back through my ancestral on my mom's lineage. My ancestors were there with me throughout the whole process. And so I was working with that. I was working with them.
Yeah.
And I continued to do it in a subsequent ayahuasca experience. And so,
Another area where we've become very disconnected.
Yes.
As we become disconnected from our lineage.
And our ancestors.
Exactly. And I really think that this is the big task of our generation, is to reconnect with ourselves. And to start to process and heal and transform this intergenerational trauma.
Yeah. I've been kind of dipping my toe into Thomas Hubel's work. He's doing something together with Terry Real. And Terry Real's another person who being a couples therapist, I like following his work and training with him. Doing his workshops and such. Yeah. And the two of them make a really good team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've been seeing a lot of the workshops that they're putting out for the healing trauma, or what was their thing? It was relational relationships. Yeah, that's what they're working on right now.
Yep. Yep. And trauma, how trauma impacts relationships, and
Yeah.
and then going into the intergenerational stuff too. Yeah.
These
stuff.
are the tasks of our age right now.
Yep.
And I think everybody is
Definitely.
working with it in some capacity or another, whether we're resisting it or whether we're trying to figure it out.
No,
This
it's
is
what's
what's
in
here.
the field. Yep. Yep, for sure. Yep.
Wow. This has been lovely, Leslie. I'm so
Yeah,
happy we got to
thank
connect.
you.
Thanks for doing this with me.
Yeah, thank you.